students. Today we are going to see a case study on correlation. So what is a correlation? So correlation is nothing but it is a statistical measure that measures the relationship of two variables. Suppose if the two variables increases, then we say it as a positive correlation, and if the two variables decreases, we call it as a negative correlation. And the correlation coefficient is denoted by R, where R is given by the formula square root of bxy into byx, and this bxy and byx are called as regression coefficients.
Introduction to correlation. Correlation is a statistical concept that helps us to understand the relationship between two variables. It shows how one variable differs from another. In simple words, correlation answers the question, are these two things connected? For examples, in study as increases and mass loss also increases, we say there is a positive correlation. If temperature increases and sweater sales decreases, it is called negative correlation. Correlation does not say one thing causes the other, but it shows how strongly they are related. The concept is widely used in education, business, health, economics, and daily life to analyze patterns and make better decisions. So, correlations helps us understand trends, predict outcomes, and improve planning in real-world applications.
In a small town in India, there was a school called Bright Future Higher Secondary School. The mathematics teacher, Mrs. Lakshmi, noticed something interesting about the students before the final exams. Some students study regularly every day, while other students only for a few hours before the exam. After the results were announced, she observed that students who studied well more seemed to get higher marks. So she became curious. Is there really a connection between study time and marks? She wondered. So she decided to connect a small study with 5 students, Arun, Vanu, Sharan, Divya and Keetana. Here is the data she collected. Arun studied 2 hours per day and scored 40 marks. Vanu studied 3 hours and scored 50 marks. Sharan studied 4 hours and scored 55 marks. Divya studied 5 hours and scored 65 marks. Keetana studied 6 hours and scored 75 marks. When Mrs. Lakshmi arranged the data, she saw a clear pattern. As study has increased, mark also increased. She then used a statistical method called Pearson correlation coefficient to measure the relationship between study hours and mark. After calculation, she found that the value of correlation was close to +1. This means there was a strong positive correlation. Mr. Lakshmi explained to her students, when one variable increases and the other also increases, it is called positive correlation. In this case, more study hours lead to higher marks. The students understood that hard work and consistent study were directly related to better performance. Finally, Mrs. Lakshmi considered there is a strong positive relationship between study time and the exam marks. This study proves that regular preparation increases result.
So the negative correlation, let me explain it with a simple story. So in a small town in India, so there is a shop called Winter Wear Shop. So Mr. Ravi was a shopkeeper. He sells sweaters, gloves and caps, woolen caps. So during winter season, there were a high purchase in sweaters, and during summer season, purchase was slightly down, decreasing. So he was very curious about that thing. So he took a data of what happens in the sale. During Celsius was like 19 degrees, so there were 100 sweaters sold. During the Celsius was 18 degrees, 60 sweaters were sold. During the Celsius was 21, there were like 30 sweaters sold. So collecting all these data, he came to a conclusion that he can restock many sweaters in winter season and minimal amount of sweaters in summer season, so that he can avoid loss and focus on main profits. So the conclusion is here the temperature depends, and like one variable increases in negative correlation and another variable decreases in negative correlations. So the value of R when it comes to close one, it is clearly said to be as negative correlations. So
let's discuss about the application of correlation. And correlation is a statistical tool that helps to measure and analyze the relationship between two or more variables. It is used in business and commerce, and application in economics where it is used to study various economic relationships. It helps in analyzing how national income is related to consumption and how imports and exports influence the company. It applies in education, like in the field of teachers and researchers understand students' behavior
social scientists use correlation to study human behavior and social problems. For instance, the relationship between poverty and crime, educational level and employment through age and voting behavior can be analyzed. It is used in natural and biological sciences, which is useful for physical or biological variables. For example, scientists may study rainfall and crop yield height and weight. In finance investment, it is used to security moves in relation to another. It is also used in research and forecasting, which test hypotheses and identify patterns. It helps in predicting future. For example, if two variables show strong correlation, one can be used as a predictor of the other. This is useful in field like weather.
Have you understood?